What if some of the technologies we believe are modern were actually invented thousands of years ago? When we hear the word robotics, most people immediately imagine futuristic laboratories, advanced computers, artificial intelligence, and complex machines that can walk and perform tasks like humans. It feels like robotics belongs completely to the modern world. However, archaeology tells a very different story. Throughout history, ancient engineers created machines that could move automatically and perform specific tasks without human control. These devices were built long before electricity, computers, or modern programming existed. Instead, ancient inventors used clever mechanical systems, simple physics, and natural forces like water pressure, steam, and gravity. One of the earliest examples of this kind of technology comes from ancient Greece around 400 BC. In the Greek city of Tarentum lived a brilliant mathematician and philosopher named Archaeologists. He was famous not only for his theories, but also for his experiments with mechanical inventions. According to historical records, Archaeologists built a remarkable wooden bird that could actually fly. The bird was shaped like a pigeon and carefully designed to be very light. But the real secret of the invention was hidden inside the body of the bird. Inside the hollow structure was a chamber connected to a small steam mechanism. When water was heated inside a container, steam pressure slowly began to build up. As the pressure increased, the steam was forced through a small opening at the back of the bird. This sudden release of steam created propulsion, pushing the wooden bird forward through the air. Witnesses were amazed as the mechanical pigeon flew a surprising distance before eventually landing. Although this machine may seem simple today, it demonstrated an important scientific principle that is still used in modern rocket engines and jet propulsion systems. In many ways, Archaeologists created one of the earliest experimental flying machines in human history. But the story of ancient automation does not stop there. Another fascinating invention appeared in the ancient city of Alexandria, one of the greatest centers of science and learning in the ancient world. But ancient automation did not stop in Greece. In the ancient city of Alexandria in Egypt, engineers were creating machines that could perform tasks automatically. Alexandria was one of the greatest centers of science and knowledge in the ancient world. Scholars from many regions traveled there to study mathematics, astronomy, and engineering. One of the most famous inventors working in Alexandria was an engineer named Philo of Byzantium. Philo designed an extraordinary mechanical device that amazed people who saw it during royal banquets. The device looked like a statue of a young woman standing with a jug in her hand. At first glance, it appeared to be just a decorative statue placed in a banquet hall. However, it was actually a carefully designed mechanical system that could serve drinks automatically. When a guest approached the statue and placed an empty cup into the statue's hand, something remarkable happened. The statue would slowly tilt the jug and begin pouring wine into the cup. When the cup reached about half full, the flow of wine would stop automatically. After a short pause, water would begin pouring until the cup was completely filled. This behavior followed an important custom in ancient Greek culture, where wine was commonly mixed with water before drinking. Inside the statue were hidden containers connected to a system of tubes and air valves. The weight of the cup placed on the statue's hand triggered a lever mechanism. This lever opened a valve that allowed air pressure to enter the container holding the wine. The air pressure pushed wine through a small tube and into the jug, allowing the statue to pour the drink. When the cup became heavier, the mechanism shifted again, closing the wine valve and opening another valve connected to the water container. This clever mechanical system allowed the statue to automatically mix and pour drinks without any human assistance. Even though the device was created more than 2,000 years ago, it demonstrates an early example of programmable mechanical automation. But ancient engineers in other parts of the world were developing even more impressive machines. But perhaps one of the most impressive ancient mechanical inventions came from China during the Han Dynasty around the year 132 AD. At that time, earthquakes were mysterious and extremely dangerous natural events. Detecting them early could help rulers respond quickly to disasters and protect their people. A Chinese scientist and inventor named Zhang Heng created an extraordinary device that could detect earthquakes long before people could even feel the ground shaking. This invention is now considered the first seismograph in history. The machine looked like a large bronze vessel placed in an imperial hall. Around the outside of the vessel were 8 dragon heads facing different directions. Beneath each dragon head sat a bronze frog with its mouth open. Inside the vessel, there was a carefully balanced pendulum system connected to a series of mechanical triggers. When seismic waves from a distant earthquake traveled through the ground, even a very small vibration could cause the pendulum to move slightly. When this movement occurred, the mechanism would release a small bronze ball from one of the dragon heads. The ball would fall directly into the mouth of the frog sitting below it. The direction of the dragon that released the ball showed the direction where the earthquake had happened. Historical records describe a moment when the device released a ball, even though people in the palace felt nothing. Days later, messengers arrived confirming that a powerful earthquake had occurred hundreds of kilometers away exactly in the direction indicated by the machine. This invention showed that ancient engineers already understood how vibrations travel through the earth. Ancient Chinese engineers also created another remarkable mechanical invention known as the south-pointing chariot. This vehicle carried a small statue on top with its arm pointing forward. No matter how the vehicle turned while moving, the statue always continued pointing in the same direction. Instead of using magnets like a modern compass, the chariot used a clever system of gears. The gears measured the difference in movement between the wheels and automatically rotated the statue to keep its direction constant. Even today, a similar differential gear system is used in modern vehicles. These ancient machines remind us that the idea of automation and robotics is far older than we usually imagine. Long before modern technology, ancient engineers were already exploring the principles that would eventually lead to robotics and modern mechanical science. While these ancient machines may appear simple compared to modern robots, they reveal something remarkable about human history. Thousands of years ago, engineers were already experimenting with ideas that resemble modern automation and robotics. Ancient inventors did not have access to electricity, digital computers, or artificial intelligence. Yet they understood the power of mechanical systems, motion, and physics. By carefully studying nature and experimenting with gears, pressure, balance, and movement, they were able to create machines that could perform tasks automatically. These inventions show that the concept of robotics did not suddenly appear in the modern world. Instead, it developed slowly over centuries as engineers learned how to build machines capable of performing useful actions. The flying wooden bird created by Archaeologists demonstrated the early principles of propulsion and mechanical flight. The automatic servant statue from Alexandria showed how mechanical systems could follow programmed steps using simple physics. The Chinese seismograph created by Zhang Heng revealed how machines could detect environmental changes and provide information to humans. The south-pointing chariot demonstrated advanced navigation technology based entirely on mechanical gears. Each of these inventions represents an important step in the long history of engineering and automation. In many ways, these machines were the ancestors of modern robots. Today, robots can explore the ocean floor, perform delicate surgeries, build cars in factories, and even explore distant planets in space. But the basic idea behind these machines, creating devices that can perform tasks automatically, began long before modern technology existed. Archaeologists continue to discover new evidence that ancient civilizations possessed remarkable engineering knowledge. Many ancient inventions may still remain hidden underground or described in texts that have not yet been fully studied. This raises an interesting question. If ancient engineers were able to build such advanced mechanical devices thousands of years ago, what other technological secrets might still be waiting to be rediscovered? The history of technology reminds us that human curiosity and creativity have always pushed the boundaries of what is possible.